So I just spent a few minutes to create this drawings to show you what this could look like. So in here, um, I have the heavy line that's kind of taking the outline of each of the exploded Axon elements. I also have this um, heavy light layer over here, which basically highlights all the walls that's being cut. So this is, let's see if I can turn this off. So this kind of looks like this. So this highlights all the vertical elements that's being separated from these three chunk of the geometries over here. Um, yeah, kind of like this. And then I have the medium line that's separating the geometry from the other. So for example, this line is separating the vertical walls to the horizontal floors. It's in this case, this is separating the kitchen counter from the rest of the geometries. Um, yeah, and then I have the medium light, which is basically the taking the outline of the openings, so the window openings over here, like we did last time. But it's also, I'm doing that to the interior view of the window opening as well. Uh, the other things is in the past isometric view tutorials, I think this is the only medium line that I created that's separating the balcony elements to the rest of the house. But I'm in here, I'm going a step ahead to highlight the separation of the vertical elements within the balcony structure. So like this medium line is separating the railings to the floor of the balcony elements. Yeah, and then these are the dash lines to connect them, right? So like that's also okay. And then rest of everything else is in this light layer. So that's what we want to have at the end of the day for the hybrid drawings. So I'm going to show you how I got there from here to there. Okay, so now first things first, I'm gonna just clean up the drawings a little bit, so I don't need that there. And I'm going to select all the dash lines that's over here and put that to the dash line layer over here. Okay, and I'm actually gonna hide that. And I'm also gonna hide the ground layer as well. Actually, I of course I have to put that line first and then hide them. So I'm gonna put that on the light ground layer, change object layer, and hide them. And then I have to, of course, remember that when I do that, there's always some missing lines that kind of I have to augment afterwards. I think that's the only portion so for us. So then I'm going to create rectangle, select all the lines, type curve Boolean to create the outlines. And so I just press the inside of this over here and hit enter. And now all these lines are supposed to become the heavy lines. So I'm going to right click heavy layer, change object layers. So that works. And I'm going to turn off the heavy layers. And then I'm going to actually select all the lines and then put them on the right layer like this. So now I could, at this point, I could go around and sort of select all these lines to create the heavy light layer, kind of like this. Change object layer, and I could keep going with that, and that could be okay. But I'm trying to see like what might be the fastest way. So I'm gonna go back to this 3D models of the Rhino. And what I'm going to do is to create a surface that's intersecting with the top of the geometry. So surf PT, and I'm going to click on these four corners. And then I'm gonna do the same things over here as well. And then I'm going to just select all the geometries over here and then type intersect. And that will create all the lines that's being intersected. Kind of like this. And actually, I'm going to, I just want to do that all together. So I'm going to select both of them together, the lower floor and upper floor, and then type intersect. And then I'm going to kind of move that over. In here, what I need is really like on the top layers, so like over here. So I'm gonna go to the front view. Actually, I'm gonna go to the right view, and then I'm going to delete everything kind of like underneath over here. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here as well. Okay. And now going back to the perspective, and I'm gonna press Control and left click on the point to select that point and delete that. And um, now I have the top layer of all the walls over here. So I'm gonna put this to the heavy layer over here. But I still have to clean all this up, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to press Control Shift G to ungroup them. Actually, I guess it looks like I have to explode them. So X, that's the shortcut for the explode command over here. And then I'm going to start deleting some of the things. So window is we don't need that because it's placed too close to each other. And then also the window frame. Also, I would like to keep them. I think that this is too small of the element for us to be able to distinguish once we have certain line weights. So I'm going to delete all of that together. I'm gonna delete the doors. These are doors because we don't put doors to the heavy line weights. So I'm going to kind of go around. Oops. I'm going to kind of go around and do all that for this. Yep. Okay. Okay. So the other things that I don't want to put on the heavy line weight is all these doors for the closet doors. So I'm going to delete that as well. This is same as any of the doors, right? We don't put door, even though we cut through the doors, we don't put them on the heavy line weights, if you remember from the floor plans. So that is kind of okay. And then I'm going to sort of trim this so like it looks kind of like continuous, kind of like that. And you might be thinking, why is it this window frame is different than the others? That's, just because like this seems like there's enough space for us to be able to read it, have the certain kind of clarity when we are reading it. So I'm gonna see if this works. If it doesn't, we could always continue that this outline of the wall kind of ends over here. That could be also okay too. Okay. And I'm gonna also clean this up too. So this is where we have fireplace in the house. So I'm just gonna delete that. So I just want to have kind of outline of the elements combined together. Okay. So that's kind of what I got for the first floor or the upper floors. I'm going to delete this as well. So that looks pretty clean. So I'm just going to group this and I'm gonna do the same things for the lower floor as well. So we might encounter a situation like this where there might be like multiple walls coming together. So at this point, it's good idea to clean all this up. Our goal is to have the kind of outline of all these like wall combined together, highlighting that outline. So I'm just gonna delete sort of all these um, extra lines so that they look a little bit cleaner, at least at this point. Okay, so now I have this cleaned up, so they are basically very continuous. All these outlines are continuous, and I'm just gonna group this. And then once I have this, what I'm going to do is to go back to the isometric view. So I'm going to actually I'm gonna go back to this view, just say isometric, and I'm going to kind of shift over here and then create make 2D of just that outlines. So make 2D, okay. Then I'm gonna go to the top view over here, right, over here. And then I'm gonna put this of these lines to the heavy light. Yep. And then I'm going to just kind of orient this over here. And that's how you could probably get the cut line of all these vertical walls elements, I think. Yep. Okay, so that looks fine. And then there might be some of the clean up that we have to do. So like this window glazing going through the mullion is probably not something that we want to see. So I'm just gonna clean that up a little bit over here. And I might sometimes that means I might have to add extra lines to uh, fix the striations. Okay. Okay. And next I'm gonna create the medium lines. So that means I'm gonna just select those lines and then change object layers. Um, so that means I would have to kind of go around and select all these lines over here as well. I'm going to delete some of those guys over there. And sometime it's easier to just use the polyline command to go over some of those lines instead of spreading each of the lines, I think. So that's what I'm gonna do for these steps over here. Okay, I think that's all the medium that I have on this floor. Oh, I forgot one more. That's the line separating the balcony to the building. So it'll be kind of like this, I think, over here, like that. And I'm going to delete this because those are lino construction lines. And then probably it's only fair to highlight those lines that separates the vertical to the horizontal elements for this ramp. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to the medium light layers. So that's the window highlight openings to highlight the openings. So that. Okay. Yep. I think then this looks okay. So I'm gonna do the same things for the rest of the floors as well. Also, this will be an easy one to do. Okay. I think this looks okay. Yeah. So I just kind of went over to assign the medium and medium light line weights, which I think should be okay. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the light ground layers and dashed line layers as well. And now this should be ready to put into the export into the PDF and open it into Illustrator so that we can put the line weights in it.